Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. Starting on the daily chart, we are looking at our major impulse toward the upside 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, starting from the 15k of course to the 111k. And then in this channel, we are looking of course inside our acceleration channel taken from the wave 2 here. And it is based on your wave 3 where you have an acceleration channel showing the wave 5 of this impulse, where it should range exactly inside it and where it should top of course in the next price action. Now as you can see that the price action has broken very nicely the acceleration channel, getting inside it, hitting almost several times this midline of the acceleration channel as it should be for a wave at 5. And then even moving toward the downside and ABC rejection of this lower part of the acceleration channel and moving back again toward the upside. However, the price has started to show some weakness in this resistance after getting the all-time high one more time and showing this midline of the lower part as a resistance and showing some weakness against it again. However, the price action of course has hit again the lower part of this channel and rejected a little bit more toward the upside. Now we're still looking probably to test this lower part again and to test this area to see if we're gonna break it toward the downside or it's gonna give us one more wave toward the upside for a Bitcoin. If we take a look at our wave F5 counting, we have of course several scenarios to finish this wave 5 toward the upside. Of course we have a triple 1-2 scenario, or we have an alternative scenario which is a double 1-2 where we have finished of course a correction in this area and start to count 1-2, 1-2 and then 3, 4, 5 and 4, 5 towards the upside. Now in this scenario, of course, you want to finish a wave 5 in the top here probably and starting a bearish market toward the downside where you have started to see a sign of weakness with double 1-2s here, probably 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 to close the CME gap, which is still open as the 77, between the 77 and the $80,000 dollar for Bitcoin. Now another scenario for the same counting here can be of course a little bit more bullish, of course still where you would like to see a wave 5 finished in a contracting diagonal, probably where you have hit the 1-2 0.886, which is a perfect fib level for a wave 2 in a contracting diagonal but not in an impulse. So probably you're still looking at a finished ending diagonal 3, 4 and a 5 probably to be unfolded. So we're gonna see this step by step of course. And the other scenario is that you still might have here probably an A, B, C towards the downside where you have 3 waves down, A, B, and a C for an expanding flat here, and then looking for a wave C towards the downside as kind of 5 waves where you want to finish of course this wave 4, probably again to close the CME gap with it as well and start to look for higher prices because of course the wave 5 can still have some chance here to get unfolded in a wave 5 and finish this impulse toward the upside, meaning even if we come to this area, the invalidation point of this impulse is very far. It is at 66,400 until the price reach the wave 1 zone here. We cannot say that an impulse is invalidated. It still can play a wave 5 towards the upside at any time, of course, even when closing the CME gap. Yeah, so let's move to the triple 1-2s. In the triple 1-2s, we have, of course, here 1-2, 1-2. And then we have finished our main wave 3 here in the orange, which is the most explosive wave of the impulse. ABC, of course, in orange, and one more wave 5 in orange. Therefore, you are still looking now for a wave 4. Your wave 4, of course, in the yellow, which it should be kind of like a zigzag, or it has to be something corrective. However, we still can find some impulses here, as we said, as 1-2, 1-2, and the price is still showing weakness toward the downside. But we still, of course, have to figure out what is this correction. Is it gonna be like a big impulse? It's gonna be like a small impulse, or turn into something like very corrective, We still don't have a really good answer for this, but if this is gonna turn into a corrective, you would like to see, of course, one more wave toward the upside for the yellow scenario, and then moving toward the downside. If this wave will move very, very deep, it still, of course, can move toward the upside again for one more wave as an impulse toward the upside and not as contracting or leading diagonal. Well, it is possible, but you would like preferably to see an impulse, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So finally, let's take a look just at the 1 hour chart right now to see the price action, what is giving us. So as you can see today, yeah, a little bit higher prices, but it is still very, very choppy and very corrective. Nothing looks very impulsive with it, and to say, okay, that we found an impulse toward the upside is not possible. As you can see, the invalidation of this bullish scenario has been given, as I already mentioned, that this is impossible to be an impulse wave, especially that this was 445, which are very, very less than than the wave 2 in time. And even if it is there is a low possibility to have the 0.38 fib time for any of these wave 4, it is very, very possible that the double wave for any one of it represents this wave 2. And that means, of course, there is no impulse here at all. It was a very, very low possibility, and especially that the time for the wave 2 has passed so much, in case you are in a B, and a C as well. And if you see that the wave B needs too much time, of course, then you have to think as well the same for a 1, 2. The 2 has took, of course, a much more time than it should be as well. And we don't have any kind of impulse toward the upside. We are still corrective. Probably we are looking to 3 waves up, probably 3 waves down, in case we are still corrective. And an ending diagonal or an impulse towards the upside for your wave C. But don't forget that this will finish a perfect wave 2 for this impulse towards the downside as a wave 1. Meaning this will add, of course, 1, 2 to the scenario, and then moving massively towards the downside. After having already the same 1, 2 almost with the length, now these 2 waves are becoming very, very perfect in time, of course. And for the momentum of this impulse toward the downside, it can be also very perfect toward the downside. Even if we touch the 100K again, 103K even again, with this wave C towards the upside, it's still very, very big momentum for the bearish scenario. So basically, yeah, we are still looking for a little bit more clear answer here. Is it gonna be, of course, 3 waves up like this, and moving toward the downside after this correction? Well, this is the most bullish scenario right now, to be honest, that I see just one wave up toward the upside. And yeah, everything else is still, of course, looking toward the downside, whether from here or from this price action. That was it for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.